Welcome back to The Sim Real. Today we have a very special guest joining us, and you're going to be seeing a lot more of her as Harrison Stallings' case unfolds. She's a household name in her own right, host of the hugely popular podcast Penny's Perspective, and she also happens to have press credentials to cover the upcoming trial. Please welcome Penny Pizzazz to the panel.
Thank you so much for having me. I've been following this story closely, and when the opportunity came up to be here, I knew I could help break down what's really happening. This is a huge case, not just for the people involved, but for how the public views organized crime in this city.
For those who might have missed it, Harrison Stallings has been arrested in a major federal RICO case. The charges include racketeering, drug trafficking, extortion, conspiracy to commit murder, and witness tampering, all tied to the disappearance of Zoya Sullivan, who was the former nanny to Teagan Saige Monroe.
It's wild because RICO charges don't just pop up overnight. This means the feds have been tracking Harrison and his crew for a long time. You don't get this kind of indictment without a trail of evidence.
True, but it's also worth remembering that a charge isn't the same thing as a conviction. Federal cases are serious, but the defense will get their turn. Still, this is not a good look for someone who's built a public image as a legitimate businessman. You know, these kinds of cases can be complicated. The feds don't always get it right, and sometimes people get caught up just because of who they know. I think it's best to let it play out before we start deciding who's guilty of what.
Wow, Lauren, that's probably the most cautious I've ever heard you on a story like this.
I'm just saying, it's not always as black and white as it looks from the outside.
All right, fair enough. Speaking of the outside, let's talk about Alanna. The Shade Room posted photos of her wearing a Free Harrison t-shirt, and the reaction has been intense. Penny, you know her personally. What's your take?
Alanna is fiercely loyal to the people she cares about. I think she's standing by Harrison until she sees all the facts laid out, and that's just who she is. But I can understand why some people think it's risky, especially considering her clean image and career as an actress for Capricorn Entertainment.
Risky's right, and the timing is interesting. Right before the arrest, she posted pictures showing off a brand new engagement ring. Now you've got the engagement, the pregnancy rumors, and a fiancé sitting in a federal holding cell. That's a lot for the public to digest.
And we don't actually know what's going on between them behind closed doors. It could be about love, it could be about loyalty, maybe both. But there's no denying the optics are complicated.
Penny, since you'll be in the courtroom, what can we expect when this trial actually begins?
RICO trials are very methodical. We'll see lots of alleged activity laid out in detail, with witness testimony, surveillance, and financial records. Because this case involves multiple charges, it's going to be layered and intense. My goal will be to make it easy for the audience to understand what's happening without getting lost in legal jargon.
Well, we're lucky to have you here for that. Viewers, get used to seeing Penny at this table because we'll be breaking down every major development as it happens. When we come back, we're switching gears to Teagan and Phoenix stepping out for the Goyer Ball. Don't go anywhere.
So, you're not in the Discord yet? Cute. It's the place for all things Sims and Teagan Saige. Theories, breakdowns, chaos, conspiracies, you name it. There are channels to share your Sim stories, and your delusions. We even throw chat parties on select holidays, if you're lucky enough to catch one. And yes, there are top secret chats for members only and inner circle tiers. Sometimes, I'm even feeling nice and drop a Discord exclusive sneak peek. Oh, and if you're wondering where the real ones watch Teagan Saige premieres, yeah, it's here. There might even be something a little more special coming, but there's only one way to find out.
All right, ladies, our next topic takes us to the Goyer Ball, where Goyer magazine celebrated its spot as the #1 metaverse publication. Phoenix Monroe and Teagan Saige attended the event looking absolutely stunning, but as usual, the internet had other things to talk about. The real headline? Teagan's lower back tattoo, which, thanks to some very zoomed-in paparazzi shots, appears to say Nasir.
Listen, I'm happy she's out here dating and living her life, but nowhere on my 2025 bingo card did I have Teagan gets her new man's name tattooed on her back. It's reckless, it's permanent, and it's just stupid. We've all made questionable decisions for love, but this one, not the move.
I'm with Lauren. I am tired of the antics. It feels like every time Teagan starts to rebuild her image, she does something that throws it right back into chaos. A tattoo like that isn't a fresh start. It's an invitation for more drama when things inevitably go left.
Here's my Penny's perspective on it. Teagan is not a spontaneous girl. In the past few years, she's barely stepped outside her relationships with Harrison and her ex-husband Amari. Dating Nas is a real step toward her future, and I think she's embracing the idea of new beginnings. It's invigorating, and honestly, I don't think anyone here has a clean enough slate to judge her. Sure, most of us wouldn't get someone else's name tattooed on us, but you've all done other dumb things. You just get to hide them because you're not a public figure. Teagan doesn't get that luxury, so her choices get dissected in a way yours never will.
Exactly. Quite frankly, I'm over the Teagan hate. You can't say she isn't iconic, and you can't say she isn't beautiful. But you want to nitpick her dating life like it's your business? Half of the people talking about her can't even name the last time they've been on a date. If you're not living a love life worth envying, maybe don't critique someone else's.
That's cute, but being iconic doesn't mean you make smart choices. A tattoo is permanent, and when things go wrong, and they often do in celebrity relationships, she's going to regret it. I'm not saying she can't date Nas, but you can't tell me this was the best way to show she's moving forward.
Exactly. If she wanted to make a statement, she could have done it with a song, a photo shoot, something that could be erased or forgotten. Now, she's tied to him in ink, and that's a mess waiting to happen.
Or maybe it's just her way of saying she's all in, and she's not living her life in fear of what could go wrong. People love to predict failure for her, but maybe this time she's proving everyone wrong. At the end of the day, her body, her choice. And from my perspective, if she's happy, that's what matters most.
Gabrielle, you're acting like she just spray painted his name on the side of a building. It's a tattoo. She wanted it, she got it, and if she changes her mind, there are ways to deal with it. The real mess is people pretending they care about her happiness when they're just looking for their next reason to drag her.
And on that note, we'll wrap it here. Whether you think the tattoo is a bold romantic gesture or a disaster in the making, one thing's for sure. Teagan knows how to keep people talking. Thank you, Penny, for joining us on today's episode.